everyone, this is Kedra with Nyx Moon Oracle, and today I'm bringing you a past lives reading. We're going to find out what kind of situation, what kind of person you were, your qualities, your attributes, things that happened, lessons you have learned, maybe lessons and challenges that happened that are transferring over into this life and your current life situation, how it's affecting you, and what you can learn from that, what you healed in the former life, or what you can heal to help those wounds that have traveled forward into this life. So with that started, it's a pick a card. So if you would just pause the camera and kind of really look and concentrate, meditate on which one is drawn to you. Really feel it. It could be just the stone, this pyrite, amethyst, and this blue tumbled stone that I have. It's just a rock that's polished. I just like it because it's really pretty. And if you want to just go with your feelings or the timestamps, I'll have the timestamps below because the numbers may speak to you. So with that said, just pause. So as with all of my readings, please take what resonates. If this doesn't feel right to you, if the pile you picked doesn't feel right to you once you're watching it or finished watching it, you can try the next two and see what resonates. Or you can watch all three. Maybe they're connected in some way. But just know that if it doesn't fit and it doesn't feel good, just let it go. Come back again. I plan on doing these once a week and just kind of tapping into past lives and what we've learned and experienced and how it's carried forward and what we need to heal, how it's affecting us. I just find past lives very interesting. With that said, let's get started with pile 1, this blue tumbled rock stone. This is pile 2, the amethyst, and pile 3, the pyrite. Okay, pile 1, if you picked this blue tumbled stone, this is your pile. I have not seen this card, and there's only one card because I don't like to have a bunch of stacked cards. I don't want to know the outcome. I want it to happen just like when you do. Food and hunger. I'm hearing that some of you experienced in a past life there's like a food shortage. It could have been during the Great Depression era. It could have been the Irish potato famine. It could have been just in war. It could have been 30 years ago in a different country, but food and hunger definitely affected you and your life situation. Spirit, can you tell me more about this food and hunger situation for the watcher, please? Tell me more. Tell me more about this person's past life and how hunger and food were involved. Tell me more about it. Thank you, Spirit. One more, Spirit. One more. Oh, that flew across the room. Okay. So very clearly I'm getting that some of you, this was spiritually related, food and hunger. I feel that some of you may have been nuns or priests, monks, some religion where you had to take vows. You believed in this higher purpose, and part of the vows were fasting, and also missionaries. I'm getting for some of you missionaries to provide food for the hungry. You were like these angels of mercy that provided food to the hungry as a missionary, doing work for the better good of those less fortunate. This could be any religion. The people saw you and the people that you worked with as angels that helped them. You also prayed. I'm hearing for some of you, prayed to get you through these fasting periods. I feel that some of you felt that fasting was the best way to clear the body, to be in a state where you could speak with the divine, connect with the divine more clearly. And fasting was just part of the process to help you. going to go into how were you affected by this life? How were you affected by this life? What was going on? It's a very noble but very hard life to live. But it was something that you absolutely believed in. It was your vows. You believed in them fully, wholeheartedly, and you knew this work, these vows you took were very serious. Spirit, can you tell me more about this person's life? What went on? This mission of mercy, this missionary, this religious person. Mushroom, the divine matrix. Yeah, you were definitely doing the Lord's, I'm hearing the Lord's work or the divine's work, our creator's work, for the greater good of humanity. And you were giving the creator all the victory. I'm feeling like I feel like some of you were this one's deep. I'm going to get a tarot because this one's deep. This message coming through is deep, and I need to really clarify this one because it involves another portion of you that were, here, let me see. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, that were Native American. I feel like for some of you, okay, this reading is really heavy for this one. Okay, I feel like some of you were you were Native Americans and missionaries and people, religious Puritans, religious people that came over from a different country were I'm trying to be gentle here, were not accepting of the natural ways that Native Americans are. They use the smoking, the herbs, remedies, ways of meditating to get to the divine, to connect to the higher powers, to communicate with the higher powers. They did not approve of the Native American ways of being, especially with hallucinogenics that help them connect to the divine. They were not accepting of that, and I feel like that there was just a clash here. This just clashed because there were two different sets, and that caused the problems with food and hunger. I feel like this is both sides coming through. These people felt like they were, doing what they were supposed to, the vows, their beliefs. They felt that they were missionaries, and they were taking a chance coming here with disease and starvation, but they also brought upon disease and starvation for these people and trying to change Native American ways, religion, life. And that's coming through very strong. I feel it in the pit of my stomach. It makes me sick. I am part Native, so yeah, I'm just like almost in tears here at the energy coming through. I'm feeling both sides of it, but I feel like imposing your views and your will on other people is just not the way to go about doing things at all. Spirit, tell me more about this, please. I need to know. Yeah, it was definitely a hard truth. I feel like I need one more. I feel like that the person that this group that is watching, I have both sides coming in, but I'm feeling really sympathetic to both. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, Strength, and the Sun. So what I'm getting is for a group of you, you were these missionaries coming in and coming into the new world. You wanted to create this new life, this new world, new hope. You wanted to bring, you know, your religious views onto the Native Americans that you felt were, I guess, going down the wrong path. They weren't doing things the right way. That's all ego views, you know, really primitive views in the past. But that's all you knew. I mean, that was your experience. And the Native Americans have their experience. But there was a clash. There was a clash. Because you both have your own experiences, your own religions, your own views, and imposing will on anybody is just going to cause lack, war, famine. It's just not possible. You have to coexist, or it's just not going to work. And that's the hard truth. I feel like for the Native Americans, it's like, holy shit, what is going on here? Okay, who are these people? Why are they interrupting? It was a hard truth. It was a very hard truth. And I feel like both of you had this hard truth that it wasn't going to be, you know, magic fairy tales and kumbaya. This was hard. And you were very illuminated from it. Both sides. It's like, we have to be strong in our beliefs, strong, just have strength and courage, because this I felt like both sides were feeling this is not going to go well. I feel like a war in this reading right now. Like there is a battle of wills in this war, because there's two different sets of you coming through this past life. One, Native American. Two, you know, the Pilgrims coming over, Puritans coming over and thinking they're doing missionary work and wanting to create a new world where there already was one. You both had you all had a hard truth, a wake-up call, and I feel like some of you had to really restrain yourselves. You had to be strong and steadfast in your beliefs, both of you. One more, Spirit. Oh, let's see. This was on the bottom of the deck. Judgment. Yeah, you both judgment, and it caused this storm, this absolute storm. We all know what happened. I don't need to rehash that, and I don't want to. We all know what ended up happening. Bottom of the deck. Death. Death happened. Death of many people. Death of dreams. Death of lifestyles. And it transitioned into what we know now, American we know now. And natives are not well represented or treated very, very well in the world right now. There was an end of this lifestyle for them. Yeah. And I feel like if you are this person, I feel like some of you that were the Christian pilgrims, the Puritanicals that came over, I feel like, yes, you had judgment, but you felt like this was the right thing to do. You felt like you were saving them. But you also saw that it was what was being done and how it was being done was not right. It was not right. You were illuminated to this. See the caring in her eyes. See the shame on this person's face. I feel like there were certain people in charge that took advantage of situations, took advantage of people, had hatred in their heart, had power and greed in their heart, and be damned with whatever these people were feeling or their lifestyles. It was going to go this way or no way. And it did. It went that way. But I feel like for some of you that are watching this that are not Native American, that weren't in the Native American group, I feel like you were very illuminated. You knew what was going on. You felt guilty with what was going on. But you had to hold your tongue because you were a female. You had to go along with it. But you knew in your heart that this wasn't the right way. You knew. I feel you feel guilt from this. You may be, I feel like you might be an activist now for Native Americans. And I'm focusing on this now because the person that's coming through the loudest right now is the person that witnessed this and knew that it was wrong, but fully came into it thinking that it was right and it was going to help. But you were illuminated. You knew better. You knew it wasn't. You saw the greed, the corruption that happened. The dream was dead. The storm happened. This was no longer the vows you took, the way of the light. But because you were a female, you had to restrain yourself. You had no voice, just like the Native Americans had no voice. And you would be treated as the Native Americans were. With death, or were death and torture, rape, things like that. I don't really want to mention that, but I feel like there was a lot of atrocities that happened with this, and you knew that. And I feel like modern day wise, I feel like that is affecting you in your life now. I feel like you are maybe an activist, and it would not surprise me that because of what you experienced then, that you are now, let me see, what is the current energy in the current life situation for this person? I feel really strongly that you are very active in forgiveness and fulfillment. I really feel like you are seeking forgiveness, even from back then. It's carried over into now. You feel that you need to show forgiveness. See these two moons? You need to have forgiveness for yourself, and you need to share that forgiving is what it's about. You are helping people fulfill their dreams. You are helping people fulfill their destinies. You are helping people fulfill, you're looking for fulfillment, and you're teaching fulfillment. You're manifesting fulfillment. You're teaching people how to manifest that in others. Spirit, tell me more about this. Tell me more. I feel like you are an activist of some sort, that you really stand up for the rights of others when you feel that they have been wronged. Yes, you definitely show appreciation for all groups of individuals. I feel like you teach it. You are an activist for it. You may be a social worker. You may work with Native American tribes. You may be a teacher that teaches. You're definitely active in equality. Yes, equality. That we're all one. We may be different shades, but we're all souls and we're all one. And that's what you're trying to, you're fulfilling the destiny you took a vow for, but it's carrying over into this world. You've forgiven yourself, and you're teaching others to forgive. And you are literally fulfilling what you couldn't do because you were a female that was silenced and scared. You couldn't help these people. You couldn't help the Native Americans. You couldn't stop what was going on. You could not stop what was going on out of self-preservation. But I feel like you were doing what you could do. I feel like you were doing what you could do to help without being a victim yourself. Spirit, tell me more about this healing. I think it's quite beautiful that you're fulfilling what you could not fulfill then. You're a guardian. You're the guardian of the people. You're showing people the light. You feel it's your mission. You were on a mission then, and you still are carrying that mission now. 4 and 4 is 8. That's infinity. You're keeping it going, and you will keep it going until you feel that we are all looked at and treated equally. That's your mission. That's your vows. And you're sticking to those vows, even in this life. That's absolutely beautiful. And you're learning as you go along. And 2 and 5 is 7, and that means courage for me. You're learning. You're learning more. I really feel some of you are a teacher, maybe of Native American studies, history. I also feel that you have learned through this situation how important and delicate and beautiful life is. I'm really trying not to cry. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Yeah, you are trying to help people face the truth. People can deny that, everything's fine. We're all equal. We all know that, but you know better. You've seen it. You've experienced it. We all know it. It's time to face the truth, and you're teaching people. You are making sure that you're guarding people that aren't treated equally. We're all the same. We're all the same. We just may look different, but inside, we're all the same. And I really feel like you're learning as you go along. You're having the courage. You're finding your courage. You're learning the courage. I feel like you're really going deep. Yeah, you're going in deep. And in awe and reverence and wonder and amazement at how much more you can do now than you could then. This is your higher self that's in awe, that we can do more now. Let's do it. And you are quite the pair. You were this female, and now you're who you are now. This came out too, but I did not use it, and it was in reverse. Narcissist, empath, manipulation, imbalance. Yeah, you're fighting against this. You're fighting against those that treat others as unequal, not equal, substandard, inferior. You really are in it. You are the guardian for the people. You are the guardian for the people and for the fulfillment of your vows. You're not going to sit back and deny what you see. You are going forward. You are the guardian. You are the guardian. And I'm also hearing your higher self and the Native Americans from the past are actually right along with you with this. They're like, yes, thank you for fulfilling this for us. I feel like you may have had a close connection to a certain Native American during this time period, and that spirit is with you, guiding you. That's a guardian angel of yours. That spirit that has decided not to incarnate on this earth is literally guarding you and saying, let's go. Let's do this. Let's keep it going. They're guarding you and helping you guard us. Teaching equality, helping people learn the beauty of life and equality, fulfilling your vows to love, to help, to nurture, to protect, to help people stop living in denial and treat each other equally. That is really beautiful energy. And you really are. You may not have felt it back then, but you are this angel of mercy. You are making amends for what you couldn't do. For what you couldn't do then, you're doing now. You're doing it now. And you have a guardian angel with you helping you. And your higher self as well. That's absolutely beautiful. So Spirit, can you tell me, we already know how it's affecting your future now, but what is something Spirit can leave you with going forward? Some words of wisdom. What can you surrender in this life to help you move forward? What can you surrender? Surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And that goes back to this previous life of yours. That previous life was all about controlling people. You saw people controlling people. So don't let what's going on in today's world affect you in the way where you are making flash judgments of people. Don't try to control the way people think. The way to guard people and teach people and to manifest and to show people that we are all equal and to fulfill is to treat people as equals. Restrain yourself from trying to control the way people think. Do it in action. Let people form their opinions themselves. No snap judgments of people that don't agree with you, that are still in denial. Appreciate other people's perspectives. Just keep doing your work. Back off. Just keep doing your work so you can manifest and be a guardian to everyone, even to the people you want to change their minds about things. Just kind of be the example. Do what you can. Let people breathe and have their own opinions, but keep doing your work. Keep focusing on guarding, teaching, manifesting to help people see. Appreciate what you do by helping people fulfill equality in their dreams, but do it in a way where you're not controlling people. Surrender that desire to control how people feel and how they should act. We each have our own experiences. You remember this. So you take it a little personally. You take it a little personally because you've seen what can happen. You've seen what can happen. But Spirit's saying, remember this. Forgiveness. People may not agree with you, and that's okay. That's their experience. You just keep doing your work. And have faith and manifest that things will turn around. Give people some breathing room. Let people see you doing this work. Let people see you. Be the inspiration. Be the inspiration. Let people be in awe and reverence and wonder at your abilities and what you do and how you do it and the love in which you do, love and compassion in which you do it with. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to get one last card for you to take with you through the day. It's an energy you can focus on. Energy you can focus on going forward. Yeah, this life, this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning. Awaken to the possibilities. And this reading was an awakening for you to know where some of this activism and passion come from. An awakening to your heart and soul saying, let's give up the control. Let's give up the need to control other people's thoughts and how fast they're going to come around. This is a rebirth. This is a renewal. This is a rebirth. This is my awakening. This is my awakening. It's time to manifest, be the example, be the change. Forgive what I couldn't do today. Forgive what I didn't do yesterday. Forgive the past. Forgive this past life. Appreciate what you do now. Helping to fulfill those that need it and be the example. Let go of that need to control or that need for everybody to agree with you or think a certain way. Be the example. Be that example. Everyone's learning on this life. They have their own experiences. You have to remember that. Remember, you were scared and you only knew one way of life. Surrender the judgment. Just keep going forward for equality and love. Be strong and grow. This is your awakening, your new beginning, your rebirth. That's all I have for you for pile 1. I hope it was insightful. If it did not resonate with you, please, you can check the next 2 to see if they resonated with you better. Thank you so much. Namaste. Hi, everyone. This is for group 2. Hi, group 2. I'm going to start with this card, I don't have a stack of cards because I wanted to have this unfold and see this happen right along with you without seeing any cards beforehand. Sorry guys, my phone turned off. I hit the wrong button on accident when my daughter needed something from me. So getting back to this, what I'm seeing is what happened in this past life was that you were a revered priest or monk. People look to you for wisdom. But I'm getting, because of these cards, I feel that you were drawn to someone. You were attracted to someone. You felt this soul connection with somebody. You fell in love. You wanted to be with this person. And I'm hearing that was a big no-no for a priest back in this moment of time. It was a while ago where this stuff would just be no. Imprisonment or death or a slave would happen at this point in time. I feel that you wanted this person, and you connected, and you were seeing each other in secret. You took the opportunity. You did. You stepped outside of your vows. But you felt, because you were wise, that even though you took vows and you knew you were doing the work to help people, you still felt this connection was divine. You felt this person was brought into your life and that it was true love. And you took that opportunity. You did. But it wasn't the harmony, the balance that you thought it was, because it was really a big no in this time period. And it caused a tremendous amount of imbalance, disharmony. This was not a good situation. This was not a good situation. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this. You have maybe even met your twin flame back in the day, and that's why it was such a powerful connection. You just knew it was a divine connection. You knew this person was sent into your life from the divine, and you took the opportunity. You knew it was love. This was what you wanted. But the world didn't accept it. Tell me about this imprisonment and slavery. What happened with this situation? What happened, Spirit? What happened? It was stopped. You weren't able to move forward with this. You fell in love with this person, you were seeing this person, but I'm hearing it was stopped and you couldn't take further action, and it didn't feel right to you. You knew this was wrong. You couldn't continue. You were not allowed to continue. Because of your wisdom and you were so revered, people kind of overlooked it, even though it was like a big no in the world. You were like, you have to stop, or you're just going to be imprisoned, and everything you've worked for and is going to just crumble. You felt like a coward. You felt like a coward for actually giving this person up. You took non-action to this person. You had to stop. You felt disharmony, imbalance. You felt like a coward because you gave in. You gave in and you caved to the pressure. But my goodness, it was a different time period. It was a different time period. You had to. But you still felt cowardly. And you just completely eluded this person. You had to let them go. For their protection, I'm hearing as well. Yeah, guarded. You had to protect them, so you had to go away. You had to disappear. It was like you never met. And you felt cowardly. You moved through life feeling disharmony. That's really sad. But you were guarding this person. You were guarding this beautiful treasure, this butterfly that you were in love with. Because you knew that either they would be imprisoned or harmed, or you both would be. But you definitely knew this person for sure would be harmed and looked at in a very negative light. In a very negative light. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this. Yeah, it was true love. It was true love, and that's what makes it so sad. And you had to make it. You were on the fence. You were like, should we take a chance? Should we move? Should we? But you knew better. You knew you had to make the decision to be elusive. You felt cowardly, but you knew this was the true love, and you knew this person was in danger, and you knew you had to guard them and protect them, and you had to make that decision to step away, but you felt cowardly, and inside you were completely just imbalanced with it. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to go in on with some more cards. I'm going to keep these here. Give me some messages, Spirit. How did this affect your life? Spirit, how did this affect this person's life? Currently. Like, that was some heavy stuff. You had to give up your true love, or you'd be both imprisoned or worse. How did this affect you? How does this affect you in this life? Through many lives, how did it affect you? Choices. You're always having to make choices because you had to make an ultimate choice. Tell me about this choices, Spirit. Tell me about these choices. Choices, risk. Okay. Self-worth. Okay. In this life, because of what happened in the past, because of the choice you had to make to give up your true love, you make different choices in this life. You actually weigh the pros and cons. What's for your highest good? You break through the illusions. You put an end to cycles. This 6 and 4 is 10, end of cycles. The moon cycles. That crow, to me, is death, end of cycles. I feel like you balance the light and the dark of a situation, and you make the choice for yourself. This is like the fool's energy. You just take a chance. If it feels right, you go for it. You take the risk because you're worth it. You really appreciate your self-worth. 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 1 is 4. 3 and 2 is 5, so that's progression forward. You take risks, and it's for your highest good because you're worth it. That's how you have learned from this, your past life experience. And that's a beautiful thing. You know the value of choices, and you love that you have the opportunities to make choices, and you don't let anyone sway you. You are the one that decides. You make the choices. You don't have anyone make the choices for you in this life. If you make your own choices, you take your own risks because you're worth it and it's for your highest good. If it turns out great, that's great. If it doesn't, it was still your choice, which made it worth the risk. How did this heal? Yeah, it raises your vibration. You have sincere relationships because you've made the choice. You've made the clear choice, your choice, not affected by other people. By balancing yourself, because see, it goes back to temperance in reverse. Remember temperance in reverse in your former life? The balance. See these wings? You balance the dark and light in this life. You balance it, and you try your hardest to do so. You make your choices. You choose to be happy or sad. It's your choice. You balance your dark and light, and you develop sincere relationships because you weren't given the opportunity to do so in your former life. And if they turn out what you didn't expect, that's fine. It was on your terms because you're worth it and you value yourself now. And this has become in the upright position. You may be a Sagittarius as well. This non-action, turn to action. Oh, wow. See this butterfly? Hang on, see that butterfly? That non-action towards the one you were guarding helps you to have sincere relationships. You know that, see the butterfly, the blue butterfly? It helps you to have sincere relationships. But blue butterfly, blue butterfly, blue butterfly. You have sincere relationships because of this person. And I'm hearing, for some of you, this may be the same person each lifetime. You didn't get to be together in the last. You're going to get to be together now, or you are together now. And it was because you took the chance. It was your decision, or it will be your decision. It will be your risk to take, and you're good with that because it's on your terms. This is absolutely beautiful energy. And this does not have anything to do with the very first reading. This is a different reading, for sure. Spirit, can you tell me, this is such beautiful energy, what you've healed, what is going on, and what has happened, the growth that has happened. Can you give me some energy going forward for this person to focus on? Yep, that action. Remember that non-action in your former life? Same colors now. Spirit saying you've learned to take action for your highest good, not letting others impose their will on you, not being held to mental slavery. Yeah, you share your unique gifts with your balance. Your balance brings your unique gifts, your unique perspective. You see the world as an open opportunity, and you get to choose. Your choices were taken away in the past life. This, you're able to see the world in a different way. You see everyone's unique qualities, your unique gifts, because you're able to choose. You're able to grow. One more, Spirit. And this will be the final card. Ooh, that flew. Healing. Yeah, focus on your healing. Keep focusing on keeping that heart chakra open. And I see that you have. There's a lot of green here. I see that you have, and I see the blue as well for your throat chakra. You speak out, you speak with love, and you choose love. And it's your choice because you love yourself and you love the person you love. And if it doesn't work out, that's fine. It was your choice to make because you were deprived of that opportunity in your past life. I really hope this helped, Pile 2. I found this one very fascinating, very, very fascinating. I hope it helped. Hi, Pile 3. I wanted to first say that I'm making sure that this is in the right format because I recorded Pile 2 with the camera up at my ceiling. So I'm going to have to insert the cards that I pulled and do like a voiceover. I just feel really bad because it was a really beautiful reading. So with that said, Pile 3, this card is for you. This is your past life reading. And I haven't seen these cards, and there's only one card. I haven't seen these cards because I want to experience this with you and pull cards with you and let it unfold with you. Okay, the first card is male, female, and then I'm going to get some clarifiers from Spirit about this. Spirit, can you tell me more about this male, female card for the past life of the Watcher? For the past life of the Watcher. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Wars and battle. What else? One more, Spirit. Medicine man or woman. And phobias wanted to come out. Okay. I'm going to get a tarot. What I'm getting is I'm going to just get some tarot for clarifier real quick. Spirit, tell me about this past life for the Watcher. I want to make sure to get it right. Just need a little clarification. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else? And one more. One more. Strength in reverse. Okay, what I'm getting is, let me make sure my camera's on where it should be. I don't want to do that again. Okay, so what I'm getting is you were either a male or a female. You know what I'm getting? I'm really getting that this happened twice. this same situation has repeated itself twice, and it may be repeating itself again. I feel in one lifetime you were a male, one lifetime you were a woman, and I feel the male initially was probably first and the female second. I feel like you both had this desire to move forward, to have more. You wanted more in life because of this Eight of Cups. You wanted more out of life. You wanted to contribute. You had a sense of duty, and I feel like you joined the military. You wanted to join a cause. You felt like it was your duty. Both times you were really actively involved in serving the country. And I do feel like it was America both times. I don't feel like this is the Civil War. I feel like these are more modern day wars that you were involved in. I'm hearing not like right now, but I mean like from, let's say, after the Civil War on, like World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. I feel like you just had this sense of duty to make a change, and you were feeling restless and you wanted to get out there. You couldn't just stay at home and do nothing. You wanted to be of service. Be of service. I feel like the female, I'm getting from the female, you were in the war. I'm hearing the Iran-Iraq war. I feel like that you didn't make it out of Desert Storm, that you did not make it out of it without being severely, I feel like both of you, for both wars, you just were severely traumatized by it, like PTSD. Because of this phobias card, you were seeking, therapy, you were seeking medicine, you were seeking healing, you tried to heal yourself, you looked for ways because you felt like you didn't have strength, you felt you had no power, you felt you were triggered so easy by anything, by sounds, by just that PTSD. It could be anything that triggered you back to the war. But during the war, you were all about it. You were about teamwork, helping your group, your troop, your platoon, your command. I'm not in military, so I don't know all the terms. Please forgive me. But you were really good at it. You were really good at planning. You were really good at your job in the military during these times of war. You worked great together as a team. You saw many. I'm hearing you saw many of your friends harmed, killed. Just horrible atrocities that happen in war. You saw it. You still maintained your team. You worked together. You still worked together for the common goal. But it took a toll on you, and it caused some severe phobias and traumas, confusion, powerlessness, no strength, powerlessness. These just are no power. You had no power. You felt fear. I'm hearing, for the first, the male, I'm hearing that this happened in both situations. The male had the same exact thing happen, and then had PTSD, and I feel that the female as well. I'm feeling World War I for the male, Desert Storm for the female, and then it had traumas. But I feel both of these people are no longer living. I feel like with the PTSD that they took their own life. They succumbed to the phobias. They succumbed to the powerlessness. They succumbed to the war in their mind. And they did not make it out. So that makes it to where you would be born like in maybe 93, 94, something like that. Maybe 92, 93, 94. I'm hearing for some of you that are living now. But it's as recent as Desert Storm for the female. And it is World War I for the male. For sure. That's what I'm getting very strongly. Spirit, tell me what happened. Tell me Tell me what shadows and phobias this person had to deal with, these people had to deal with. There's 2 past lives coming up in here, and both war related. You felt powerless. Yeah, you felt powerless in this situation. You couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't do anything about it. What else, Spirit? Tell me more. Tell me more. I feel like the lessons were not learned in this. They were experienced, but not learned yet. Because it's a cycle repeating itself. It's a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma involved here. Excuses. Yeah, there were excuses for no action, for healing. You were kind of just living in your own mind. You know, you really didn't understand because of the confusion. You didn't understand why you felt triggered, and you were kind of embarrassed, so you took no action to really get help. Or also, I'm getting, there wasn't enough information about PTSD for you to get any help. So you made excuses for your behavior. You really didn't know where it came from. And this especially goes to the male in World War I. In Desert Storm, we heard of PTSD by then. Tell me about the female in Desert Storm, please. One more. One more. I'm going to get a tarot. I feel like you became dependent on the excuses in your head. I feel like you became dependent on, almost used to. Actually, I feel like the female became dependent on the identity of, I was in Desert Storm, I live this way. You know, the excuses of telling yourself, I'm strong, I can beat this, but in a second you were riddled with PTSD. You were making excuses like it's in my head. You were trying to be dependent. You may have been dependent on drugs, alcohol. You were trying to be dependent on the role of what you had, almost like wearing your badge of honor. I was in this. I went through it. I can handle this. You became dependent on the excuses you made for yourself. And some of you were, I feel like this person was dependent on an addiction. Dependent on, I'm okay, dependent on the excuses, dependent on not taking action, the right action to get help, that you could kind of handle it yourself. You wanted to keep it private, which was kind of a childish energy. You felt like you could handle this. You didn't want to be treated childishly, like you needed, you know, supervision and help. You wanted to be treated as an equal. You wanted to be treated as an equal. You didn't want to be treated as the person that was scared or triggered. You just didn't want that. You wanted peace. You were tired of feeling powerless. You were tired of being controlled by the triggers and the nightmares. But by not getting help, you were self-sabotaging yourself. Whoa. Yeah, you turned your back on help. You missed an opportunity to get help for yourself, inner knowing that it would help you. You knew deep down. It was just almost like a stubborn, kind of childish, kind of, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'll be okay. Yeah. You went through trials and tribulations. The both of you. I feel like both of you took your lives because of these trials and tribulations. And that's really sad. That's really sad. Spirit, can you tell me how this affects this person's life currently? Because this is really raw energy. This is really raw. That 2 lives, one really recently, it just ended because not seeking help, covering up pain, making excuses, just thinking, I'm like everybody else. I'm just like everybody else. I'm not different. This is just stuff you go through. You know, my other friends and everybody's going through stuff in life. I can do that. I can do this too. I can get through this. I can control this. This is the female. I feel like the male just flat out couldn't handle this. The self-sabotage, the nightmares, became addicted to alcohol, I feel like. And I feel like he didn't fight this very long. It was too much. The female I felt put up the good fight, denied, was in denial. Tell me more. How does this affect currently? How does this affect currently, Spirit? It definitely affects your self-worth now. You're probably very aware of your self-worth and self-love because of the hearts of self-love. Risk in reverse. I feel like you're not taking risks with your health now. You're really listening to your 3 and 2 is change, 3 and 2 is change, 2 and 3 is change, 3 and 2 is change. I really feel like you're not risking your mental health in this life. I feel like because of the trauma that your past life has endured, that you really aren't listening to what your soul and your body are saying. You're really using your intuition. You're really valuing yourself. You're not risking your life. You actually are practicing self-love. You're not engaging in risky behavior or risks with your health. I feel that you really, really love yourself. And even if you're not where you want to be, you're okay with that because you know you're worth it. You know your self-worth. There's some writing right here. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. You're really keeping your balance. You're making the changes to not risk things in your life. That you know your worth and you know self-love is important and you're really listening to yourself instead of denying. You're not being dependent on substances or things. You're not taking those risks anymore. If you need help, if you need to speak out, you're doing it. You're listening to what your body and your mind and your heart are telling you because of self-worth. What else, Spirit? One more. Thank you. Yeah, you are really in this. You're really practicing obedience of. You're making an oath to yourself, and you're keeping that oath to yourself. You're going to fight for yourself. Your obedience to your life, keeping the balance and fighting for yourself in this lifetime. You're keeping an oath to yourself for this lifetime. And that's really good because that's progress. That's so much progress going forward. Spirit, can you tell me what the Watcher is healing? Choice, that you have a choice. You don't have to be in this life alone. You have choices. You have so many choices on your path. It doesn't have to end with you taking yourself out of this world like in the past lives. You're making the right choices that are the best for your highest good because you value yourself. You have made an oath to yourself to fight for you, to balance for you. You have made those choices and you're going to continue to make those choices that are for your highest good because you're listening to yourself. You're listening to that oath you made to yourself, that daily oath that I will fight for me. I will obey my own laws, my own love of life. I will not take myself out of this world. I will not let my mind take me out of this world. You've made the choice to heal. You're going into meditation. You're seeking growth. You're learning about past lives. You are really going within because you have made an oath to yourself. And a daily practice, this obedience, this daily practice of meditation, good choices, self-love, listening, your honor, your self-worth, your oath to yourself. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Spirit, can you tell me, give me some advice for the Watcher going forward in this life? Going forward in this life. I feel really bad. Birth of creation, potential growth. You know your self-worth, your oath. You are creating this world. You're not letting your mind run the show. You're meditating. You are taking care of yourself. You are creating your own experience in life. You're not letting life dictate, or TV or media or your negative self-talk or limiting beliefs or others' opinions. You are creating your reality. That's what you're learning. That's what Spirit wants you to focus on. Yeah, you have been through way too many dark nights of the soul. You have. Life brings new meaning. You've been through so many dark nights of the soul in those past lifetimes. Life has new meaning for you. It just has new meaning. Focus on that. Sometimes you're going to have darkness. Spirit says it brings life to you. Create that life for yourself. We're going to have ups and downs in life, and that's okay. That's part of who it is. Remember how valuable you are. You were created for a reason. Your life is beautiful. Spirit said spirit messages. Pay attention to the messages you receive from yourself, from your spirit guides, in meditation, and observe your limitations. Like, if you need help, ask for it. Remember the risks. Don't take unnecessary risk. Know your limitations. Love yourself and keep that oath to keep yourself safe. Listen to yourself. Okay? Listen for the messages that your soul is telling you, that your spirit guides, that you hear with friends. Listen to these positive messages because your life is important. I'm going to get one more. One more, Spirit. Yeah, lead the way. Light your own path. That was the whole problem in the other lives that you had. You were being led. You took risk because you were restless and feeling like you wanted to do something. Teamwork and collaboration, but Spirit saying, I mean, look at what it cost you. Know the right risks to take. Remember the oath to yourself. Really listen to your inner knowing. What's best for you? What's best for you? Sometimes non-action is the best action that you can take to protect yourself. Your former lives, these two people had a hard time. They didn't see their value. They were very traumatized. They didn't seek help. The man did not even know about help. There was no help for this person. But there is for you if you ever need it. 2 and 3 is 5, and 5 is change. Light your way. Light your own path. Light your own path. If you need help, get it. There's plenty of it out there. And it starts with creating your own life. Don't take unnecessary risks. Sometimes we're going to have those dark moments, but we can move past them because life brings new meaning. When you have those darknesses, those dark periods of time, go within, meditate, make the choice of self-love, obedience to routine that helps you feel better, the balance, the protecting yourself, staying out of your obsessive mind, and listening to what's good for you. And sometimes taking non-action is the best action. And this teamwork in the other life, it led you into going into wars. 3 of Pentacles now can be working with, as a volunteer. It can be, fighting this restless behavior. You can get into volunteer work, working with others, getting help for yourself if you ever need it, working out with other people, going on hikes, just really coming together with people that are like-minded, that have your back and can serve your highest good and help your self-love. Yeah, there's so many things you can do when you collaborate with other people, and it helps you feel better. Plan a hike, plan a trip, a vacation, party, get together. When you're feeling dark night of the soul, reach out. And then you'll see life has new meaning after that passes. Remember the oath to yourself. Spirit, can you tell me some words of wisdom going forward for this group? Big, bold vision. You know what you seek for yourself. You know what you want to feel. You know the power within you, the treasures that you have already. Remember that. Remember that your self-love and self-preservation and your self-awareness and your awakening and your life are a big, bold vision. Make it a good one. Really cherish it, because in your past lives, it was just kind of ripped away. Now that we're in, 2021, we are aware. We are aware of this. And just be inspired by this big, bold vision that you have for yourself. Inspired by life, inspired by beauty, inspired by the trials and tribulations, inspired by the easy times, the good times, the fun times, the Three of Pentacles collaborating. Be inspired by your life situation. Be inspired. Visions of life beyond death. Sorry about that. Visions of life beyond death. Yeah, what you've learned here today is supposed to teach you to move forward, to really appreciate your life, be inspired by life, be inspired by everything. You're living, you're going on, and the people that are in the past are still you. They see this now. There are visions beyond what happened before. You're living on with the past. You're living on with the past. And you're healing from it. And those people would be very proud to know how far you've come and how strong you are, how resilient and amazing you are, that you have all these gifts, and they're able to see that, you know, you are offered all these gifts, and where you are now in the world, and all the help that's involved, and all the beauty and the awakening of the world currently. You're able to see better, eyes wide open going forward, and instead of feeling secluded and alone. There's so much help out there. And you see it. It's a big, bold vision, and you're inspired by it. One last card, Spirit. This experience that you're living in currently is a vast difference from the other. Spirit saying, this is the second time I saw this card flip out. Focus on the light. Focus on your inner light. Focus on the light side of things. Even after watching this reading, focus on the light. This isn't a bad thing. This is something that happened in former lives and different time, different situations. That's the way it was. In the 90s, we just kind of kept shit to ourselves, you know. Mental illness was looked at as or PTSD was looked at as, you know, something not good. I mean, people had a hard time reaching out for help, right? And then in World War I, nobody knew what PTSD was. Men were supposed to suck it up, be the man. But where you are now, love and help and acceptance, it's completely different. Focus on the light. Focus on the light of your life, the light you provide others, the light you provide yourself. And I'm seeing, just from the cards, your self-worth and your oath to yourself and your dedication and your obedience to your rituals of self-care is beautiful. It's your big, bold vision. You're inspired. You're inspired because deep down you know what has happened in your past lives. You see visions of life beyond the death. And that's a very beautiful thing. And I'm going to get one last card. Spirit, what can the watcher surrender to moving forward? Learning what they have learned today. You tell me what they have learned today. What they need to surrender to going forward. Yeah, surrender to frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. If you're feeling frustrated about anything, just take a breath. Whenever I'm painting, if I get frustrated, I can't paint worth a crap. I just can't do it. I have to step away, leave it for the rest of the day, maybe a week, maybe a month, come back to it. Fresh eyes, fresh perspective, fresh energy, and then it's amazing what I can make. And do this in everyday life. Any frustrations, just center yourself, remember your obedience to your rituals, seeing the light, center yourself, collect your thoughts, so you can look at a situation more calmly. And that's absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to get one last card. I know I said the other one was, but this deck was calling to me, so I'm going to do this. What would you like to leave? Yeah, listen to that inner voice, your inner light. That's your soul. Your inner voice is your inner light, the one that has your highest perspective. If it's negative self-talk, that's your mind. Your inner voice is pure love. And allow life to happen. Allow love, Allow light. Allow that inner voice to radiate more than the mind's voice. One more. One more, Spirit. Yeah, your root chakra. Really focus on that root chakra, opening that up, clearing it. This root chakra, the reason why this is coming out, I feel like, is because of the past lives where you were in wars, right? And there was self-preservation, survival instincts had to happen. The PTSD, those physical sensations. You may have physical sensations and things you go through because of that energetic imprint. Spirit's saying really work on this root chakra because it affects your self-esteem. It can also affect your pain in your body, like your legs, your feet, kidneys, your immune system, your reproductive organs for men, if you're a man, your bladder. What helps is grounding yourself, and we saw meditation come up earlier. I feel like physical sensation would help, touching, massage, getting really taking care of yourself. There are meditations on YouTube for free about, and I feel like there's an alarm going off outside. There's meditations out on YouTube that are free that you can focus on how to heal these and align with them. I feel meditation and grounding are really important because it came out in your reading, and opening up that root chakra because of the trauma and what happened in the former life is really, really important to your life now. That's why Spirit's bringing it forward. One more, Spirit. One more, and then we'll wrap up this reading. Yeah, set your intentions. Set your intentions for your healing. Allow Spirit to create the situations that will manifest your best life, your healing, your big bold vision. Allow it. You allow by focusing on the light, listening to your inner voice, and being inspired by the visions and the possibilities and healing. Surrender to frustration. I also feel because of that red, that's also related to the root chakra as well, that frustration. Just really get into maybe some Reiki. Reiki. People say it different. I'm from Texas, and that's the way a lot of people say it. I'm hearing really focus on opening up and clearing that root chakra because of the trauma from the past. I keep hearing that over and over. That's very, very much stressed to heal. Allow that with grounding and meditation. And there's a lot on YouTube, but you may have one in particular that you like already. You may be focusing on this already, and Spirit's saying just keep going, keep doing that. Alignment of chakras is really great, but Spirit's really focusing on this because the trauma of the past. And that's all I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you the best. Keep going. You're doing awesome. Hang on to that big, bold vision, and have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Namaste.